Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Mr. Sanchez knows how to do stuff like this. Record his voice and show his screen. Woo! Alright, today we're going over lesson 20-3, multiplying and dividing radical expressions. Radical expressions. It's pretty straightforward. We're not gonna beat around the bush. Alright, we're just gonna go over by some examples. There's not much that we need to do. There's the property where it says, the property says multiplication. Yeah, I can't even spell. Multiplication property of radicals. This states if you have a square root of b times c square root of d, that is going to equal a times c square root of b times d. Alright, that's what this property says. Take a moment to write that down if you need it. If not, keep listening. Okay, give me 1 second. Alright, let's see. So we're doing this, and then let's just go straight into some examples. You'll use these examples, and then you'll be able to go straight into the example A to try these A in your packet, which should be on page 308. That'll be your assignment, and well, you'll have 3 assignments. All of this will be part of one assignment. All right. So let's see. Let me just erase this. Let's see, the erase button is erase all strokes. Yeah. And so what we're going to do is we're going to have 3 times the square root of 6, 3 times quantity 4 square root of 5. Alright? So what we're going to focus on here is the fact that we have 3 times 4. So we're going to have 3 times 4. And then what we're going to write next is the square root of 6 times the square root of 5. So we're going to write square root 6 times 5. So this is what the property tells us we can do. And so what's the square? 3 times 4 is equal to 12. And the square root of 6 and 5, what's 6 times 5? That's 30. Now, you'll know, and then we're done. You'll know we're done because 6 is 5 times 1. And 5 is 5 times 1. 6 is 3 times 2. You'll notice none of these numbers here repeat. So since these are all prime numbers, there is no square root of 30. So we don't need to simplify any further. That's why that is our answer. If we did... Next, we're going to go into a problem in which we will have to simplify first, but first we got to multiply, okay? So the next problem is going to be example, it's going to be this following problem, right? Problem B, this was A, now we're going to go to B. B is 2 square root of 10 times 3 square root of 6 Alright, and so like before, we're gonna multiply the numbers outside of the square root. So 2 and 3. We're gonna focus on those numbers. 2 times 3. Oh, what's going on here? Nope. We're gonna do 2 times 3 times the square root of 10 times 6. And now we know 2 times 3 is 6. We know 10 is times 6 is 60. Now, normally we would be done, but we want to simplify. We want to simplify this, right? So, what we're going to do now is we're going to break up 6 into, anything. We could just leave it 10 times 6. But in this case, we're going to use a number we know is a perfect square. We're going to use the long method. So we're going to break this apart. That's going to be 10 times 6. I know it seems redundant, but we got 10 is 5 times 2. And 6 is 2 times 3. So now we can rewrite this as 6 times the square root of 5 times 2 times 2 times 3. Alright. Since we have these two 2's here, we can do what we've been doing. We can take them out. These go away. So we're going to have 6 times 2 square root of 5 times 3. 6 times 2 is 12, and square root of 5 and square root of 3 is 5 times 3 is 15, and so this is going to be our answer. Once again, we just factored around the 6 because we know the 60 we said is 10 times 6. 10 is 5 times 2, and 6 is 2 times 3. That goes there. Just reiterating. Alright. And that's how we do that. We're going to go into example 6. Example C. So example C is going to be 2x square root 6x times 5 square root of 3x squared. Alright. So first we're going to multiply the outsides, right? Our outsides being 2x times 5. And then the inside's going to be, and then our inside 6x times 3x squared. Alright. 2 times 5 is 10, so we're going to have 10x square root. 6 times 3 is 18. And we have 1x here and 2x here, so it's going to be x to the power of 3. Now, normally we'd be done, but we want to break up our numbers again. I know this seems repetitive, but we're going to do it. Alright, so we're just going to write these over here. The factors of 18 are 6 times 3, we already know that. And then we'll multiply this into 6. We're going to have 3 times 2 times 3, right? So we're going to rewrite this inside. We're going to have 3 times 2 times 3. And then for x cubed, that's the same thing as x times x times x. So we're going to have the square root outside here. Times x times x times x. We're going to have our 10x here. Next, we're going to take out any pairs we see. We see a 3 here and a 3 here. So we're going to take these outside. So it's going to be 3 times 10x square root of 2x x. 3 times 10 is 30x square root of 2x x. And we're going to cancel out 2 of these x's here. They're going to come out. So we're going to have 30x times x square root of 2x. X times x is going to be x squared. So we're going to have 30x squared square root of 2x as our answer. Alright. Whenever you see any letters, just make sure, like any variables, like a cubed, a to the 4th, you're going to break it apart by writing it in expanded form, as we learned in the previous chapters of our book, and then you're going to use that to get rid of, to find out our factors. This seems like a lot of work. Don't be scared. You know, we're just gonna try these out, and next your assignment's gonna be do the try these A. So let me write that down. So your assignment for March 17, 2020 is page 308. Try these A. from your packet. Okay, that's your assignment. You're going to be able to turn in on Schoology using a photo. Alright, so you're gonna submit your work like with a photo. You're gonna using a photo. You're going to submit photo, or rather image, on loose paper with name on each side. With name on paper. So I can tell that it is your work. Alright? Remember, page 308, try these A. Try these A. If you need any help, just make sure to contact me on Schoology or on the school website. Alright? Stay safe, wash your hands, don't touch your face. I miss you guys. Have a great day.